Hello dear friends, here we are on a Monday afternoon, or for some it's already evening, and today we are going to continue to study Spiritism 101. It's a book that was written by Louis Hu, and so far we have covered the Spiritist principles, the three revelations, the Hightsville phenomena, the turning tables, Allan Kardec, God, spirit hierarchies, the perispirit, spiritual influences, and today we are going to talk and learn more about dreams. Dreams. We all have had them. We all sometimes wonder where they're coming from and what the meaning of dreams is. So let us see whether today we will gain a little bit more understanding with the help of the Spiritism 101 book by Louis Hu, and also we are going to use the Spirits book, draw it in for help, and a part of Genesis. So let us begin. Hello Sylvia Beltran, welcome. Dreams. Dreams are memories that people have of the spirit world when they leave their physical bodies while sleeping. At the time of sleep, spirits with their perispirits partially move away from the body that rests. They come in contact with other spirits and have experiences in the spiritual world. Blessings to you too, Sylvia. Thank you. Spirit and perispirit remain outside the physical body while it rests. So the spirit and the perispirit together stay outside of the physical body but stay connected to the physical body. Several fluids maintain the perispirit united to the body during sleep. These ties are only severed when we die, so they are firmly in place. I remember there is one book by André Louis, it might have been one of his earlier ones, where he describes a meeting in the spirit world. And he describes that you could see exactly which spirits who attended the meetings were incarnates and which ones were discarnates. Because the incarnates had this thread attached to them. And the thread, this tie that we just talked about, consisting of different fluids, is the tie of the spirit and perispirit of an incarnate to his or her body. We do not remember our dreams on the whole. The dream is the memory of what the spirit saw during sleep. But we do not always remember it. This is because our spiritual faculties are not yet well developed, and because the physical body blocks the impressions received by the spirit during sleep. So the fact that we can't always remember our dreams is, as we learn here, linked to a certain degree to our moral development. When we do keep the remembrances that the spirit has of the experiences lived in the spiritual world during sleep, then sometimes these memories are mixed with psychological dreams. That is to say that those are caused by our worries of everyday life. So sometimes we have dreams that are just a reflection of what is going on in our everyday life. I know that sometimes when I watch a movie right before I go to bed, which I have stopped doing, I work through the movie in my images. And those are not images that come from the spirit world, but that they are just coming from my subconscious, working through what I just absorbing, what I just experienced. Can we see the future in dreams? Yes. During the dreams, spirits are free from the physical body and can go to distant places in the hereafter. They can have visions of the past of other lives and can see some events that will still occur. Hi Sean, welcome. I'm sure there is a few more friends here which I can't see. There is Fabricio Asunsao. Hello, thank you for joining us. So we're talking about dreams for those of us who have just entered the presentation. Can we visit someone when we are sleeping? Yes. When we leave the body, we can visit those we wish to meet. We can also meet with loved ones who have disincarnated. Do dreams have meaning? Spirit guides present in dreams objects or clear images that we call idioplasties, which are psychophotographs. So once again, spirit guides present in dreams objects or clear images that we call psychophotographs to give us some specific meaning, a specific message. In this sense, there is a personal meaning when the images or objects that appear are directed to each individual. So those are dreams of a different nature. Those are dreams with specific spirit messages just for us. Dreams of idioplasties are clearer. They present more vivid colors, strong emotions, and bring accurate memories such as numbers, voices, and images. The psychological dreams are simpler, which is the contrast to those idioplasties dreams, which have a specific message for us. So in contrast to those, the psychological dreams are simpler, repetitive, and less intense. Let us see whether the Spirit's book is going to give us a little bit more insight. We're going to part 2 of the Spirit's book. The part is titled The Spirit World, or the World of Spirits. And we're going to chapter 8, and that is called The Emancipation of the Soul. And the first part of that is Sleep and Dreams. It's on page 275 for those who own the book and would like to follow the study in the Spirit's book. Question 400. Allan Kardec asked the spirits, does an incarnate spirit willingly stay in its corporeal envelope? That is like asking, this is the answer, that is like asking if a prisoner is happy being under lock and key. An incarnate spirit constantly aspires to freedom. The denser the envelope, the more it wants to be free of it. When I read that, I felt an explanation coming through why I enjoy so much going to bed and sleeping. 401. During sleep, does the soul rest like the body? No. A spirit never remains inactive. A spirit never remains inactive. It is the physical form that needs to rest and feels tired. During sleep, the bonds that join it to the body are loosened. And since the body does not need it while sleeping, the spirit travels through space and enters into a more direct relationship with other spirits. Question 402. How can we confirm the fact that a spirit is free during sleep? So how can we make sure? By dreams. Aha, so here we see one more aspect of dreams. Hello, Brooke. Thank you for joining. Hello. So once again, question 402 in the Spirit's book. How can we confirm the fact that a spirit is free during sleep? Yeah, why is that? Are we making this up? The proof is by dreams. While the body rests, the spirit enjoys more of its faculties than in the waking state. It remembers the past and sometimes foresees the future. It acquires more power and can communicate with other spirits, whether on this world or another. You frequently say, "I had a bizarre dream, a horrible dream," but there is no likelihood of it being true. You are mistaken. It is almost always a memory of places and things which you have seen at some point, or which you will see in another existence, or on another occasion. Since the body is dormant, the spirit tries to break its chains in order to probe into the past and future. Sleep partially frees the soul from the body. When humans sleep, they momentarily find themselves in the state which they will be in permanently after death. Spirits who quickly free themselves from matter upon death had intelligent dreams during earthly life. Such spirits, while their body is sleeping, rejoin the company and those who are more evolved. They travel with, converse with, and learn from them. They even work on projects that they find completed upon dying. From these facts you should once more learn not to fear death, because you die daily, as a saint once stated. Wow. So there is such a thing as intelligent sleep. What do we understand under intelligent sleep? One thing I know is before we fall asleep, we can, through prayer and intention, ask the good spirits of what we would like to experience during sleep. My constant prayer is, please allow me to be of service. Please allow me to continue studying and understanding so that my moral development will continue during sleep, so that I get more insights into how to become a better person, how to turn myself daily more to the good. Those are the things also we can take questions into our sleep, asking the good spirits for guidance. Those are all aspects of intelligent dreams. During sleep, incarnate spirits are always in touch with the spirit world. Sleep is the door that God opens to them, the spirits, for contacting their friends in heaven. It is their break after work while they await the great deliverance, the final liberation that must restore them to their true environment. And what they're talking about is the so-called dying off of our physical form. So that is another aspect we can do every night before we fall asleep, is practicing to die, to have less fear of the final severance from our physical form. A dream is the memory of what your spirit has seen during sleep. However, notice that you do not always dream, because you do not always remember what you have seen or everything that you have seen. This happens because your soul is still under development, so that frequently you retain nothing more than the confused memory that accompanies your departure and your return, which is mixed in with the memory of what you have done or what concerns you have had while awake. Otherwise, how do you explain those absurd dreams that both the wisest and the simplest individuals endure? Bad spirits also use dreams to torment weak and cowardly souls. So there's lots of aspects that can confuse our memories, confuse our visions. And all of those, most of them, are based on the fact that we are not yet developed enough to have the clarity of what we actually, to retain the memory of the clarity of what we actually experienced during our sleep. Let us see, when we go to question 403, why don't we always remember our dreams? And here we go again. During what you call sleep, you only experience the repose of the body because the spirit is always in motion. During sleep, it recovers a little of its freedom and communicates with those who are dear to it, either on this world or on others. But since the body is composed of heavy and dense matter, it is difficult for it to retain the impressions received by the spirit, because the spirit did not receive them through the body's organs in the first place. So due to our dense shell, the memories are so-called muffled. Question 405. Frequently things are seen in dreams that appear to be presentiments about matters that end up not occurring. Where do these come from? They may occur, here's the answer, they may occur for the spirit if not for the body, which means that the spirit sees what it desires because it goes looking for it. Aha. So here again, frequently things are seen in dreams that appear to be presentiments about matters that end up not occurring. So the reason for that is because we go to places that we have affinity with. We're looking for them. You must not forget that during sleep, the soul is always more or less under the influence of matter. And consequently, it is never completely free from terrestrial ideas. Therefore, the concerns of wakefulness may give what you see the appearance of what you desire or what you fear. This is really what can be called a trick of the imagination. When you are strongly preoccupied with an idea, you connect it to everything you see. And I'm sure you've experienced it in your lives, where you're thinking about buying this blue car. Let's say it's a Mazda. And before you connected to that idea so strongly, you never saw a blue Mazda in your whole entire life. And all of a sudden you're realizing every second car is a blue Mazda. The same happens when we fall asleep. The attachments where our mind is going to primarily is what we can, in some cases, manifest. Question 410. We're jumping to 410. I recommend to actually look at this chapter because there is so much more valuable information in those questions and answers that would go beyond the scope of our little gathering here. But the chapter is full of information, so you might want to look at it yourself. But at this point, we're going to question 410. During sleep or a nap, we sometimes have ideas that seem very worthwhile, but which, in spite of the efforts we make to recall, them are erased from our waking memory. So in other words, we have really clear ideas and they seem very interesting, and when we wake up and we're trying to recall them, they don't really want to come. Where do these ideas come from then? Well, the answer is, they are the result of the freedom of the spirit, who emancipates itself and enjoys broader faculties for the moment. Also, they are frequently counsels given by other spirits. Question 412. Can the activity of the spirit during the repose or sleep of the body fatigue the body? So in other words, can our activities, our spirit activities during sleep, can we actually feel more tired in the morning from them? The answer is yes, because the spirit is connected to the body like a balloon tied to a post. In the same manner that the jerking movements of the balloon shake the post, the activity of the spirit reacts upon the body and may produce fatigue. I'm sure we all have experienced those mornings when we wake up extremely exhausted, feeling like a truck rolled over us, and we have no idea because we actually slept 8 hours straight. Now we're learning that that is possibly linked to whatever we've done as a spirit during our sleep. Like a balloon that is bobbing in the wind, is jerking, our spirit might be jerking our body during sleep. Question 414. Can two people who know each other visit each other during sleep? So can we go to our deceased mother or a friend? Yes, and many others who do not think they know each other while awake meet and converse. So yes, not only is it possible that we can go and visit people we know, spirits we know, but we can also meet those we don't during this lifetime. No, those might be strangers to us, but we do meet them because they're not strangers to us in the spirit world. Yes, and many others who do not think they know each other while awake meet and converse. Without even suspecting it, you may even have friends in another country. The phenomena during sleep in which you visit friends, relatives, acquaintances, and individuals who may be useful to you is so frequent that you experience it almost every night. That is new information for me, and very interesting. Question 415, excuse me. Of what use are these nocturnal visits if we do not remember them then? What is the use of them? Ordinarily, upon awakening, an intuition remains that is almost always the origin of certain ideas which arise spontaneously without your being able to explain them, and which are but the ones grasped during such colloquies. So in other words, intuition may remain. Maybe we're seeing all of a sudden clarity about something that had confused us. Or we're feeling more peaceful about something that's troubling us. Those are the help that we receive from the spirit world without even remembering the exact messages and dreams we had. Question, yes, we did 415. So there is a few more questions and answers, and again, very interesting chapter, trying to help us understand dreams. But for now, I would like to go to Genesis. Genesis also adds a little bit more to the picture. I'm seeing there's Renata Casadei and Rasa Villasini. Thank you so much for joining, friends. There might be more. I'm so sorry if I overlook someone. Ana Luisa, hello. Karina, thanks for joining. Doris Crompton, thank you for sharing all this information. Thank you so much for being here. Rosalind Rosa, hello. Brooke Acker Dahlstrom, hello. I think I said hello to you already. Thank you so much for joining us. So we're going to Genesis, page 299. Page 299 is part of part 2 in the Genesis book, and the chapter is called The Fluids, which is chapter 14, and the chapter that we're going to is Dreams, on page 296 for all those of you who would like to read along. 296 in the Genesis book, part 2, chapter Fluids. And the subchapter is about dreams. Now, before we talk about dreams, we're going to circle back a little bit to spirit side. And you'll see in a moment why we do that. So listen carefully, this is important. There's 3 aspects, and the 2 first ones will connect us to dreams. So spirit side is necessarily incomplete and imperfect in incarnate spirits, and consequently it is subject to aberrations. So our spirit side is not always reliable. Since its seat, and that is us, for us incarnates. Since its seat is in the soul itself, so the seat of the spirit side is within our soul, the state of the soul must influence the perceptions it provides. So depending where we are in our inner development, our spirit side is more developed or less developed, more clear or less clear. According to the degree of its development, here it says, the circumstances and the moral state of the individual, spirit side can provide either during sleep or during the waking state. 1. The perception of certain real physical events, such as knowledge of events that occur far away, details describing a locality, the causes of illnesses, and appropriate remedies. So let's back up because that's a little complex. So according to our soul's development, to the degree and the state of our soul, spirit side can provide either during sleep or during the waking state. Doesn't matter whether we are asleep or awake. It's both the same. Interesting, right? Number 1, the perception. So spirit side can provide the perception of certain real physical events, such as knowledge of events that occur far away, details describing a locality, the causes of an illness, and appropriate remedies. Spirit side can also provide, number 2, the perception of things equally real in the spirit world, such as being able to see spirits. So spirit side also can provide us the ability to see spirits, both in the waking as well as in the sleeping state. And number 3, spirit side provides us with fantastic images created by the imagination, analogous to the fluidic creations of thought. Such creations always go hand in hand with the moral disposition of the spirit that creates them. Now, dreams per se display the 3 types of visions described above. So all 3 visions, the first one was where we get knowledge of an event, information about an illness, a specific locality, or we see, number 2, the perception of things equally real in the spirit world, like we can see spirits, or number 3, we see fantastic images created by the imagination based on thought. So those are the 3 categories. Now it says dreams per se display the 3 types of visions described above. So dreams are related to all 3 of them. All 3 appear in dreams. The first 2 belong to prophetic dreams. So the first 2 are prophetic dreams, presentiments, and warnings. It is in the third, that is in the fluidic creations, those fantastic images based on thought, that one can find the cause of certain fantastic images that have nothing real about them as far as the material life is concerned, but which for the spirit have a reality that is sometimes such that the body suffers its repercussions. Hair has even turned white under the impression of a dream. I've heard of a case like that. So those are images that have their origin in, those are fantastic images that have their origin in our thoughts. Those are fluidic creations. Such creations can be provoked by eccentric beliefs, by retrospective memories, by likes, desires, passions, fear or regret, by habitual preoccupations, by bodily needs, or by a breakdown in the functions of the organism, sickness, and finally by other spirits with either a benevolent or malevolent purpose, depending on their nature. So, to summarize, the first 2 capacities that we have based on spirit side, which we have both in the waking as well as in the dreaming state, The first two relate, all three relate to dreams, but the first two belong to the prophetic dreams. So what again belongs to the prophetic dreams? The perception of certain and real events, such as knowledge of locations far away or close, information on illnesses we might have, and receiving information about how we can heal ourselves. Those are just examples. So that categorizes a prophetic dream. Secondly, the perception of things equally real, such as when we see spirits. That's also in the category of prophetic dreams. But then when we go to the fantastic images that have their origin in the fluidic emanations linked to thought, which have their origin in passions and fear and regret and pain and breakdowns of the body and having bodily needs. For example, if you have to go to the bathroom really urgently, you might dream that you're peeing everywhere. Excuse my French. But those are dreams that have nothing to do with the prophetic. They're not prophetic dreams. They are dreams more like the psychological nature dreams. And they don't give us any real information because they're linked more to our lower nature. So I hope this helped a little bit. There is also a little more information here in Genesis that you may want to read up on. I am extremely grateful. This is my dog. I'm sorry. There must be the neighbor coming home. I apologize for that. Thank you so much for joining me. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them here at Kardec Radio. Incredibly grateful for Kardec Radio bringing all these beautiful studies to us. And next week at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and 3:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, we will meet again and we will be talking about mediumship. Have a beautiful evening or afternoon wherever you are. Much love. Take care. Bye-bye.